Fentanyl is still finding its way into homes and onto our streets. And as our Ellie Reeve discovered in Philadelphia, fentanyl is being cut with a new substance in some places to make its effects last longer, but that also leaves users with open wounds that can last for months and even rotting flesh. We warn you, what you're about to see contains graphic imagery and may be disturbing, but we think it's important to show to understand the scope of this crisis.
The trank says bad. I didn't know I did this. I was like one of the first victims out here with this kind of shit.
The opioid crisis has been going on for a long time, but in Philly, the problem has shifted. Most of the street fentanyl supply is cut with an animal tranquilizer called xylazine, or trank.
To be honest, I really didn't even notice the change. It was just heroin wasn't doing anything for me anymore. You build a tolerance for everything eventually. And then I started doing trank, and heroin just disappeared altogether. They made it cheaper, easier to get. Now it's just killing everybody.
Does trank give you the same feeling that fentanyl would?
No. You get warm and fuzzy from fentanyl. Trank puts you to sleep.
Trank was found in over 90% of the dope samples tested in Philadelphia, and it's spreading to other cities on the East Coast. In 2021, it was detected in 34% of overdose deaths in Philadelphia. Users did not want xylazine, but now they're addicted to it.
Okay, so someone told me you're a real OG out here. What does that mean?
Original gangster, okay. Yeah, I've been out here for a long time. A lot of people know me out here.
So, like, you've been here when, like, trank started being in the supply, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen the whole transition go from real heroin to trank and fetty. And it really changed a lot of people's habits, lifestyles.
Xylazine is a powerful sedative not approved for use in humans. It can cause users to be motionless for hours, even days.
They knocked the elephants out with it.
Yeah.
So that's why you see everybody all, you know?
It also causes skin wounds that won't heal and that can become necrotic. Doctors don't yet know why.
They removed 7 pounds of flesh and 1.5 liters of pus. It's been open for 21 months. That's how horrible this trank shit is. It doesn't let your body heal.
It's killing us. Slow but sure it's killing us. Some of us earlier than others, but it's eventually going to kill you if you keep going. And I see it every day. Death. Every day, right next to you.
In Kensington, the main avenue runs under the elevated train, and on many of the corners, you can buy drugs. On the side streets and in the park, people without homes live and sleep and use illegal drugs.
Hey, what's up, Pop? Did you want to get on the list?
A Percocet prescription led to Sarah Laurel getting addicted to heroin and living on the street. When she got sober, she created Savage Sisters, a harm reduction organization that offers showers and nurses to treat people's wounds.
Shower, wound care, both, or just shower?
Everybody knows about Kensington. It's a tourist location for drugs.
A couple people mentioned that people will come down here for the weekend and never leave.
You just get stuck. Why go home?
This is McPherson Square Park, but we call it Needle Park.
Why?
Everybody shoots up here. There's a lot of syringes left around.
One day in 2019, a friend drove James Sherman to Kensington to buy fentanyl, and he never came back to the car. He spent 2 years homeless, 18 months of them in this park.
When I got to Kensington, this was like a Disneyland for drug addicts.
Why?
Open air.
People without homes in Kensington still have their own community, with its own economy.
Well, I had 2 hustles. I don't know if one is necessarily appropriate to talk about on camera, but it's like hitting people, people that are injecting. If they're not good at themselves, they need, what we call a hitter. And then my second one is what we call a runner. Somebody comes down from the county and they want to know where the good stuff is, Some people would say, hey, I want a bag of Coke, but I don't want bath salts.
Yeah.
Or, somebody would say, hey, I want trank, but I want a little bit of fentanyl. And I would just know that from being down here. So I say, hey, I'll take it, but, you're going to have to look out for me.
Wow, kind of like a tourist guide.
Yes, 100% like a tourist guide, a middleman of copping drugs for sure.
So now what's the differentiator if trank's and everything?
Oh, I don't, probably just which ones are heavier with the trank and which ones are least tranky.
The nurses at Savage Sisters use their experience with addiction to care for people who come in.
I used to love using my feet because I had great veins there. Because maybe you have like a little bit of cellulite.
Have people come in here where you're like, dude, you gotta go to the hospital?
All the time. It's really hard. It's scary. You know, you're going to the hospital. Like, are you going to manage my withdrawal? Are you going to manage my pain? Are you going to treat me like someone who uses drugs and stigmatize me and turn me back out?
This has made it really difficult for patients to get into recovery. You know, they're so fearful of the withdrawal. They're fearful that the doctors and nurses don't know what xylazine is.
Xylazine withdrawal lasts longer than opioid withdrawal, and it can cause intense anxiety. Doctors don't know the best way to treat it, and they're trying different drugs to see what works. But D'Orazio warns that cracking down on Trank will just push dealers to introduce other, more dangerous drugs. He says what will help is making it easier for users to get health care.
But how do you do that? How do you make the access to care better?
Better medication, so better ability to manage withdrawal, creating more housing access. Housing is a major issue in our community, and I think that's something that we're not concentrating on, is the prevention of this disorder.
And what would that be? More mental health care?
Yes, absolutely.
The same reason that that mom on the main line reaches for a martini glass at noon is the same reason that I reached for a rig and put a needle in my neck. I was in pain. That's it. I was hurting. The people that are out here numbing their pain with substances, whether it's heroin, alcohol, cocaine, we need to address the pain. We need to stop isolating the substance and look beyond it.
And then I'm going to give you Narcan.
Okay.
You know, I'm a 5'1" purple-haired recovering heroin addict. I don't have credentials. I don't have a degree. And I had to come up with ways to convince people that we're worth saving.
Wow, Ellie Reeve joins us now. I mean, what did you learn about the backgrounds of the people that you spoke to?
Most of them aren't from Kensington. They come from all over. People from the suburbs, people who had wealthy families. There are several people who had children, even teenagers. One woman I spoke to had been diagnosed with cancer at 40, and she got addicted to pain pills, and now she's living in a shelter.
It's so stunning to see up close. Ellie Reeve, thank you.